Hello guys, it's Jonathan. Today I'm making a weekly blaze. So this one's kind of an interesting one. So I mentioned last week that I might do weekly blaze this week depending on a couple things. One was the main one was the Beyblade news. Depending on what we saw of the Korokoro and stuff. Now the Korokoro itself, we didn't really get a ton. It was just kind of like, Divine Belial's happening, confirmed, and we saw some more teasers for Baze. One was definitely Kirbyus, one was definitely Achilles, the other one, I don't know, it could have been Dragon, or it could have been Excalibur. That's a very weird thing to not know, but I don't know. Regardless, I do think that one leak is correct then. The only thing that could be wrong is maybe the June booster's Achilles and then the August set's Dragon, which would go against my thing as well, which would suck, but I don't know, we'll see. I mean, as long as we get them, I don't care. I mean, I'm assuming, there's no way that we wouldn't get Achilles and Dragon, so I'm sure we'll see him. I still think that the June booster's going to be Dragon, though, because we did see what looked like Dragon in the teaser, the first teaser, so even if it wasn't in the second one, doesn't really mean too much. I mean, I don't know. Regardless, the Korokoro didn't really show us a whole lot then, because it was just more teasing more bays that we kind of already got leaked, and then just kind of confirming Divine Belial. However, today, just now, so I'm actually recording this on Monday at just after 11, and about maybe 2 hours ago, some news dropped, and this is probably some of the craziest, this is, I think, possibly the most wild Beyblade Burst news I've ever seen. At the very least, since Beyblade vs. God was announced, and we heard about God abilities and stuff. That was insane back then. But I'm like, I have not been this baffled from Beyblade in a very long time. So we saw Divine Belial, individual pictures of the Divine Blade and the new driver, which is called Adventure. I said that since the day it was leaked, because obviously it was going to be Adventure. Why would they not do that? They made Venture. Obviously it was going to be, I mean, and there was 80, of course it was going to be Adventure. It looked weird because it has these rubber, it's like plastic on the bottom, but there's these rubber things on the sides. Apparently you can adjust the height of them. I have no idea how that's going to work, but alright. So that's something. Now, aside from that though, we have gotten some new information about BU. This is kind of the crazy part, because we're getting a new set of gears. This, I would not have expected this. I thought Divine Belial was a throwaway release, just to kind of be a transitional release into BU, and kind of just a symbol of, hey, this is just the start of BU, here's a new Belial. As you can see, it's still DB. I thought it was kind of like that, but no, we're getting new gears. They're still putting a focus on Belial, which I'm fine with. But I just wouldn't have expected this, man. So I guess maybe. Okay, let me just try and collect my thoughts here, because I'm lost on this stuff, man. I am completely just lost on the fact that we're actually getting new gears. So there was 3 of them shown, not shown, but we kind of a preview if there's going to be 3 of them. 2 of them are obvious. There is one seemingly for the blade, which is which will be an Achilles one, the A gear, and then the disc one looks very much like Dragon, so it'll be for the disc probably. D gear. So, going off of the leak as well, looking at the third one, it looked very, very weird and jagged. That's all you need to know. Likely X gear. I think it will be X gear it looks like for the driver as well. So, that's something. So we have 3 new gears, replacing most of our older gears. So, who knows what these will be about? I have no idea. I'm assuming that the A gear will probably just be more metal. Probably. The D gear maybe will add more metal onto the disc. If not, though, probably maybe some kind of bound gimmick or something like Sting, as it is, based on Dragon. I can't even begin to describe what an X gear could be. If it's Excalibur based, it could be literally anything. It'll probably be wild though. And lastly, there is a oh, well, not lastly, I should probably have said more before I got to that point. But these will be replacing the F, S, and V gears, likely. Lastly, there's the L gear. This has not had a replacement shown yet. However, in DB, there was no L gear initially shown. It was just the other three. And then L gear was shown after. I think we're going to see something similar here with what I think will be H gear. So I mentioned in my prediction that we'll more than likely get Hyperion and Helios. I don't see why they wouldn't do them. They're Protag based. Of course they're going to do them. And I said it was probably going to be a set. This has reaffirmed everything I've said about that. I think that they will be the big set. Maybe, I said November, it could be October. Let me explain why I think this. So, looking at Belial, obviously, they wouldn't swap all the gears except L gear. Like, if it was like V gear was the armor piece, then I would understand why they wouldn't swap it. But L gear, they're not going to keep a long and a spaced gear. I just don't see them doing this. And, well, if you think about it, okay. So, wait a minute. We have 3 gears based on Protags, and then 4 other gears. Obviously, a 4th gear would have to be H gear, based on Hyperion and Helios. So that's how I think that'll go. I'm very, very confident on this. I'd be surprised if it didn't happen. And also, this would make sense for marketing, because now you could basically market 4 different sets of gears. You could have maybe like, Belial perfect gear, and then there's like 4 versions you could have, or not even perfect gear, maybe like DB gear or something, which is like the original 4 gears. F gear, V gear, S gear, and L gear. And then you could have BU version, which would be, of course, A gear, X gear, D gear, and H gear. But then you could have the mixed ones, and I think this is where it'd be more interesting, because then you could have like a Protag version with, of course, V gear, A gear, D gear, and H gear. That would be something. And then, of course, just kind of an extra thing would be maybe like a Legends version, you can call it, with, of course, F gear, S gear, L gear, and X gear, which are like 4 of the most popular motifs, which would make a lot of sense, in my opinion. This is, of course, a lot of speculation here. Obviously, I'm not, saying this is for sure, but for me, this would just make a ton of sense. I don't see why they wouldn't make an H gear, especially if they're going to do a new armor piece. I feel like it'd be kind of hard to make something too new compared to L gear, but if you kind of have a dual motif thing going on, that would make a lot of sense. I'm just very, very surprised that they're doing new gears. I really did not expect them to do new gears at all. I didn't even consider that in my prediction video. I thought that they were just not gonna. But yeah, no, it looks like they will. Based on the adventure driver, it looks like it will be compatible with both V and X gear, of course, like I mentioned. And the Nexus obviously has to be compatible with both S and D gears. And then, of course, the blades will be compatible with both F and A gears. And then L gear and potentially H gear. We'll see what happens. I'm just very curious about this. I really, really want to see what the new bays are going to be. Assuming everything is like I'm saying, that would be very cool. I also just don't think that they would stop at 7 gears, again, especially if the L gear is like the weird one out. I don't think they would do that. It doesn't make sense. If they stop there, I will be very confused about it, because why would you, why? Like, why would you not replace L gear of all things? I'm not even going to try to predict exactly what they're going to do for each gear. I already gave some. I'm not even going to try for H gear. But I just want to talk about this like as soon as I could, because I'm just like baffled by this stuff. Like it's insane. Would not have saw any of this coming. So yeah. I debated on making a new Beyblade BU discussion video, but like, nah. I'm just gonna do the weekly plays. I made a post about this on the WBO forums because I'm like, I just want to make sure I have this prediction out before anyone else. I think it's a solid prediction and could kind of give us somewhat of a roadmap like last year to see what our releases are going to be. It does kind of beg the question of what else we're going to get. I mean, obviously Kirby in May. After that, we'll start getting the Gears. September, what'll that be? Who knows? I'm assuming maybe a Death Scyther or a Wyvern. Again, I don't know. It's hard to say. But yeah, regardless, definitely looking forward to this because, I mean, this is kind of some insane news I would not have saw coming otherwise, so it's just something else. But, yeah, I think that's mostly everything. Also, I just realized you could do like an all attack gears or something like that. I don't know if you do like the L gear, the A, or no, actually you can't because that A gear would be balanced. Never mind. I thought maybe if you have like every gear to being an attack gear. I'm just saying things at this point. I'm baffled. I was gonna maybe talk more about the Beyblade stuff since this will be my final episode where I talk about my Beyblade collection stories. Not now though. Maybe tomorrow or something. I'm a little bit too. My brain's a little bit too fried because I'm like, new gears. That is not something I would have ever seen coming. I'm still very shocked about it because like, what new gears really? Anyway, BU is shaping up to be insane. Obviously, I mentioned before that I thought the DB system was like the best system. It's definitely holding true because we are getting a lot of wild stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just something. Let's see what happens. I guess. I should probably upload my other Weekly Blaze now that I think about it. But yeah. So, anyways, that's about it for today. I guess that's like everything I can handle talking about because new gears, and they're going to be like a lot of fan favorites. This is wild. We'll see. We'll see if H year happens or not. I'm very confident it will, though. But yeah, that's going to have to be everything for today. So I will record more at some point in the week. So yeah. All right, guys. It is now Wednesday, a little after 1 a.m. Wasn't gonna record today, but honestly, I'm very tired, and I'm just like, you know what? I need to keep myself awake somehow, so let's just go record. Couple things today. First up, this is a random one. This is this cup here. I'm sure you've seen cups in the background before. Polar Pop cup. I don't know if they're just a Midwestern thing or not, but Circle K is a pretty. I think it's pretty big now. I think it's like national. It used to just be Midwest, I think, though. I could be wrong. But they have like fountain drinks in there. Polar Pops are their brand. So I used to get these things like every single day, and I eventually realized, going out of my way specifically just to get them every day, it's a bit much. So now it's kind of just like, okay, if someone else is there, or if I just sometimes I like take a walk or something, just go there. That's usually how I get them at this point. Like I walked yesterday, today. I'll probably walk in tomorrow, and then definitely tomorrow, and then maybe Thursday as well. So I still have them, but like I'm trying to like walk to get them. I feel like it's a fair compromise. Just because I like to just take walks, and that's like the one time I'm actually outside. So I figure it's not a bad move, and it's not like I'm driving. I don't know. There's just something about driving to go get them that's like, man. Anyway, so why I bring these up is because the cups, the red, they have red cups now. I don't think that's a permanent thing. I think it's like a temporary thing, or just some of them are like that. But like, I had to mention this because I've never been so thrown off in my life. So my mom stopped there and she brought one home, and she handed me this cup, and I thought it was like from somewhere else or something. I thought she just got it from I don't even know where. But I looked and I'm like, wait a minute, that's a Polar Pop cup. It's red. What? So again, I think it's just some random extra thing that it's not like a permanent thing. It says Epic on it. I don't think that's a permanent choice. But I've never been so thrown off in my life. I had to talk about it a little bit because, like, man, a red cup, that's like blasphemy. They've always been blue, or at least blue to some extent. Seeing red was just different. Anyway, that's a random tangent, but the main thing I want to talk about is just my final Beyblade story thing. Yeah, the last Beyblade stories that I have, just kind of the tail end of them, just kind of the extras, I guess you could say. Last time was the main final thing because it was, like actually going in depth with the what was it? Oh yeah, the final like collection pieces, like Shining Amaterios and stuff. So after that, the next thing I got was like a few weeks later with the Overdrive set. The Overdrive set, man, I wish I made Weekly Blazes at that time. I wish I could have talked about that set. It was such a good set. Savior Perseus, Prominence, Phoenix, and Dangerous Belial, all obviously just great bays. Really cool. Just catching up on that, on releases as I do, but man, that was a nice release. I really like that release a lot, so there's that. Another thing after that, I did get the Shining Amaterios burning version layer. I randomly saw this for way cheaper than it should be, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna pick this up. I have this goal where I want to complete my Shining. Oh God, I can't. My brain is like done. If you can't tell, I am tired. I'm just trying to make it to like 6 or something and then sleep. I want to get every single variant of Amaterios. I want all of them. I have 4 of the originals. I still need 2 more. I think one was like the evil. It's like the 2 dark ones. The one was like a campaign. The other one's like the WBBA store exclusive one. For Shining Amaterios, I just need the random booster one and then the platinum one from the game. So yeah. Aside from that, though, I got this layer. I thought this was going to be kind of the thing that I don't end up getting, or like, just what kind of ruins the collection for me. But no, I happened to get it, so I don't know how, but yeah, that's great. After that, we have. Oh yeah, another layer I bought. The Chaos layer, the random layer collection version. So here's the thing about this layer. I have, every bay, but the problem is that Chaos is weird because the one that came in the set is technically the official combo, but like it's kind of it has like this little bit of a dual layer hint to it with like the centerpiece that is not on the first one. So I'm trying to think, which would be considered the main Chaos? Would it be do I need the original? Do I need like the random layer collection? Is that the original? Is the one you get in the set good enough? Should I have like both? Like, what do I need to do? So I'm just like, I should just have both. I'm just gonna get this layer. It was like $20. I'm like, you know what? Kind of pricey for a layer, but it's the original Chaos. I do kind of want that layer for my collection, so I picked it up, and now I have the original Chaos layer, which is nice because I like that layer a lot. After that, though, oh yeah, I caught up on the next release, of course, with Greatest Raphael. Honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest, mid. I don't care for Greatest Raphael that much. I think my main problem with it is just that it's locked in high mode, and I don't like high mode that much. It works for Belial because, the gears and stuff I think make it fine. Especially with All Might, with its like weird flippable thing, metal piece. I don't know what's up with that. But Raphael just looks weird. And the layer, I don't know. The layer is weird. It's a weird bay. It's okay, but I don't like it that much. It's kind of like just how I feel about Lucifer. Lucifer mid. I don't care for it that much. Not a bad bay, but I was definitely upset with Lucifer at the end because I just didn't want a Lucifer evolution. And yeah. Anyway, hopefully we don't get a Raphael in BU. That would suck. So then we have the next bay I got, another kind of limited edition bay, which is the premium red version of Blaze Ragnarok, a G4 prize bay. This is usually pretty expensive. I found it for like $20. It was really cheap. And I'm like, you know what? I don't have any G4 prizes. Let me pick this one up, and it is a really, really nice recolor, so I am glad to have that in my collection. Since I have completed since I have, gotten every main release, I'm just kind of keeping up with them as they come out now. I figured, let's just make my collection absolutely insane, because it already, to be fair, it is kind of an insane collection. So let's just make it even crazier. Just start gunning for limiteds at this point, why not? After that, I caught up on the next release, Ultimate Valkyrie, the best Valkyrie. I want to talk about that at some point soon. I want to make a ranking video of all the Valkyries again, because the last one I did was a Slash Valkyrie. That was the newest Valkyrie at the time, and I said it was the best. I regret that. Slash Valkyrie is not the best Valkyrie. I think it's probably the worst. Anyway. Oh yeah, Christmas was after that. Christmas, I got 4 things, kind of. I guess 2 of those were sets, so there's more than 4 bays. Anyway, one was just a layer, though. It was the Christmas Amaterios layer. Again, just, getting all the Amaterioses. It's a nice recolor. Also, the black version of First Uranus, I just feel like this kind of felt like a not a mainline release. It just, for some reason, it feels like it was kind of a prize bay. I don't know, I just thought it would be nice to have in my collection just for the sake of having it, so I wanted that one. I did get the DB all-in-one set with the golden Dynamite Belial and then the Violet Roar Bahamut. 2 reasons I got this. Metal Drift. Gotta have the meme driver. But also, I did want a DB Stadium just for collection, and I was gonna get maybe the entry set, but I'm like, you know what? If I can get the Stadium plus Metal Drift, might as well. So I picked it out, that one. And then, of course, the Metal Flight Explosion Anniversary set with, the Burst remake versions of Galaxy Pegasus, Reunicorno, Meteor Drago, Gravity Perseus, and Halkyrbix. So that's a cool one. I like that you could take them apart. It's a really cool system. I like this set a lot. No one talked about it, though, when it came out, which sucks. But you know what? It's cool. I like the set, so yeah, it's a nice set to have. After that, we get to January. So, funny thing about this next bay, Gold Spriggan Requiem, the the World Hobby Fair, I guess I could say WHF version, whatever. The World Hobby Fair version of Spriggan Requiem, of course, golden. So I actually ordered this very early in December. It took like a month and a half to get here. Yeah, I don't, I don't know what's up with that, but I thought it was lost in the mail. We never got a confirmation. It just never appeared. No confirmation. I was like, okay, that's probably just not coming. It's probably lost in the mail, or they just didn't send it out, and unfortunately the email that was used had issues and we couldn't get into the email. It was a process, but then it just showed up, so I'm like, oh, okay. That's fair. So yeah, I got that. Really nice recolor, glad to have it. I know it's getting more expensive, and Spriggan Requiem in general is just pricey at this point, so glad to have that one. I actually think that might end up being the most expensive of the World Hobby Fair bays. I really want to get Longinus as well. The other ones, like the Gold Excalibur would be cool, but I don't know, gold just kind of sucks, so I don't care as much about it, even though it's a basic layer. I think there's a Chosi Achilles or something. I know there's the Revive Phoenix as well. There's some cool ones, but I really want the Lost Longinus, I think, next. And the only other bay I've gotten since then is Prominence Valkyrie. I just got that. It's a filler release, so I don't care as much about it, but Atomic Dash is cool. And I just wanted to get at least something new, because I'm skipping the filler random boosters, so yeah, and now I am waiting for Divine Belial to come out. I don't know if I'll get anything else in between now and then, but we'll see. Probably not, because I'm already spending a ton of money on stuff, because I know Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Pass, the first wave comes out Friday. Kirby's apparently going to be a random booster prize, so that's going to be money. The Wonder Egg Priority Limited Edition's coming out, that's going to be more money. So I might just hold off on bays. I think March will be the first month since June 2020 that I've skipped getting a bay in a month. Kind of weird, and I kind of want to get a bay just for the sake of keeping that streak alive, but it's not worth it, I don't think. Unless I find a really cool bay for $15-20, and maybe, but I don't think I will. And then I also have to worry about April, since I kind of doubt I'll get my Divine Belial before April's done, so yeah. Anyways, that's enough of me talking today. I just want to go do something else, I guess. I don't know. I am tired, but I think I'm awake enough now. Alright, well, I'll record some more later this week. That was the end of my Beyblade stories. I don't know if anyone cared about them, but yeah, that's all of them. So I'll just kind of talk about Beyblade as we go now, so that should be fun. But yeah, anyway, see you at some point during the week or something like that. Yeah. Alright, it is now Sunday at around 3, and yeah, I know it's technically the next week, but again, I do record sometimes on Saturday nights / Sunday mornings. So the Mario Kart DLC came out on Friday. So yesterday, anyway, yeah, it feels like yesterday for me. So I have actually three starred both of the new cups on every CC. Did I mention I was going to talk about Mario Kart in this week? I don't know. If I didn't, I said I was going to, I think last week, but anyway. So yeah, the Mario Kart DLC is out. You got the two new cups, all 8 tracks. So I 3-starred both of these cups because that's what I do on all CCs. Technically I didn't do 100cc, but if you do 150cc, it just goes down to 50 and 100. So who cares? I did 50 first for both just to check out the new courses, just to see what they were like. That was easy. 150cc, I think I actually had to reset once because I got messed up by items bad on the first cup. On like the, I think, second race. And then, not second, that's Toad Circuit, no, third race, my bad. And then, mirror mode, that was pretty good. On the second cup, I did get messed up by items again, which sucks. I got I think it was red shell into random green shell, into blue shell, into lightning, and then I got second, so that sucked. That was that's Mario Kart for you though. And then, I mean, on my second try for both of the cups I messed up on, I got it. And then 200cc, surprisingly, I did it both on my first try, which is great. I was very worried about Ninja Hideaway on 200cc, but somehow I did that first try. So great. Anyway, I wanted to rank the tracks just because why not? And I'll end this episode because it's Sunday. But anyway, so the worst track, number 8, Toad Circuit. Why is this a track? This is just another basic starter track. I don't understand what it is with Mario Kart and just liking these basic starter tracks so much. We already have 4 or 5 of them in the game. We really didn't need another one, but here is another one. I hope they don't do more. I hope it's just kind of a thing to set the precedent for the DLC and we don't get more of them. We don't need more. We really don't need more. So hopefully they don't do more, because that would suck. Anyway, then we have... what's next? 7th, I would say probably Shroom Ridge. This course is just very alright. It's not bad, but it just kind of feels whatever. I really hate the cars on this course. They're just there. I feel like this course would be so much fun on 200cc, but I feel like the cars make it a little bit too tight for some of the corners and stuff to really go wild. So that kind of sucks. I feel like the cars just really don't belong on this track. I feel like it's a really tight track as is. So I kind of wish they weren't there. It's definitely not 200cc friendly in my opinion. It's not horrible. It's definitely doable. It's just it could be better. I don't know. It's really not that bad. I think I just would find it more fun without them. Anyway. We then have number 6, which I'm going to give to Sky Garden. I think that's the name of it anyway. This is by far the most forgettable course. I always just forget it exists. It's not even a bad course. It looks fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but my problem is just, it's such a short course. You kind of start, you do a quick turn, another quick turn, you do a drift around a corner. There's another jump thing. Okay, do another turn. Jump onto this kind of zero gravity part. Do a little horseshoe type of thing, and then yeah, that's it. It's just such a short course, and I know that's a few turns and jumps and stuff right there that I just mentioned, but the amount of distance between each one is nothing. This is such a short track, and there's only 3 laps. That's every track, but almost every track. I feel like they could have, if they weren't going to make this a bigger track, bigger track, they really could have made this 4 or 5 laps. Honestly, it was way too short. I wish Mario Kart would do more with that kind of stuff. make different lap counts just for the hell of it, you know. This definitely could have used it. Aside from that, though, it's an okay track. I don't have any qualms with it aside from it being too short. It just kind of exists, though. Fifth, Tokyo Blur. This is another fine track. I don't have a problem with it. It's kind of cool. You have a couple different paths throughout the race. It's fine. I don't care much about it. This is like to me, a very solid track. I don't have many qualms with it at all, but I'm not gonna sit here and say that it's anything special. It's a fine enough track, and I think that it being at number 5 is actually a really good thing, because that means that there's 4 tracks that are just better than solid, which is great. I don't think there's any bad tracks in this batch. It's just you have one really boring one, then two that aren't even bad. They're decent. They just have a couple things I don't like about them. This is a solid one though. Number 4, Ninja Hideaway. Ninja Hideaway's weird. This is a very cool track in terms of design. It's pretty fun to play on, but my god, I hate the end with the roof. It's like you have a bunch of things you could trick off of, which is kind of cool. But the problem is it's very bumpy, and if you don't trick, it just sucks. And when you're playing on 200cc, you really can't trick because then you'll go flying into a wall. It just sucks, honestly. I don't like it. The rest of it is very tight turns. It's okay, though. It's fine. I don't know. This course, the only reason it's at number 4, I'm going to be honest, is just because of how cool it is in terms of like designs and how many paths there are. It's a cool track, but it also kind of sucks in some ways. So I'm just going to put it at number 4. I think it's a fair spot. It's a solid track, but I feel like there's just a lot of really good aspects and really bad aspects. It kind of balances out, though. But I just think because they actually tried to make something a little bit more unique here, it is better than just a solid track like Tokyo Blur. Number 3, Choco Mountain. Choco Mountain is a cool track. It's decently big. You have a lot of interesting turns and stuff. It's nothing crazy, but honestly, it's just a good track, and I think we just needed a nice, good track. Fun time. Number 2, Paris Promenade. This is a weird one. So the course changes throughout the laps. I think Tokyo Blur does this too. It's kind of subtle between the first and second one, but like the third one is very different. So the third lap, you'll actually there's a part where you're going in the opposite direction. Like there's oncoming carts, and you're like trying to dodge between them. And you can get hit by these cars too. It's wild. It's just a really cool concept, and also just feels like a very solid track to play on. I had a lot of fun on this track. I still like to play it. It's just a weird one, but it's a lot of fun. Also, it's very, very good for 200cc. I kind of prefer tighter corners, honestly, with 200cc as long as there aren't cars on it, like with Shroom Ridge. But I think it's very big and open. You have a lot of room to drift. It's good and bad, I guess, in that regard, but I just think having a nice open course is fun. But then we get to number 1, which is, of course, Coconut Mall. I saw people complain about the escalators and, like, the cars or whatever. Who cares? These things have been changed since Mario Kart 7. And, sorry about that. People are just now noticing. Who cares? It's still Coconut Mall. It's damn near the same, so I don't care. It's a very, very fun course. I really like it a lot. It's just such a great time. Glad to have Coconut Mall back. It's a great time. Definitely my favorite thing of this DLC. So with that said, there are still 5 more waves with 2 cups each. That is wild to think about. Like, I can't believe there's going to be that many more courses. But there are. And honestly, I don't even know what the hell I want at this point. All I know is my number 1 pick is Mushroom Gorge. I really want Mushroom Gorge back. I like that track a lot. Some other ones, I think Waluigi Pinball looks like it fit pretty well. Yeah, that'd be fun. And then maybe a couple other Rainbow Roads. I think Mario Kart Wii Rainbow Road, definitely. That's such a fun, wild-ass track. But I guess one other one I think would be Mario Kart 7's Rainbow Road. I really want to see that on the Switch. But yeah, those are just some of my picks. But that's just kind of what I think about the DLC so far. It's a fun time. Assuming I still do weekly blazes in the future, which I hope I do, we'll hopefully talk about some of the DLCs. Definitely talk about the next one, I'm sure, because that shouldn't be too much longer from now. But, yeah. Anyways, I think that's everything. Yeah, it's just the Mario Kart DLC really quick. Anyway, no new Beyblade news yet, so we're still waiting on that stuff. I don't think we'll get anything for a while. Probably not another, 3 weeks or so, because we'll have to wait for the Korokoro to come out. I don't expect to get any more news until the Korokoro for April comes out. Even with that, maybe nothing. I mean, we have to wait another week for Divine Belial to get the teaser. Also, I'm very tired. If you can't tell, I'm slurring half my words, and my voice is dead. Anyway, so aside from that, though, I think that's everything. I think, yeah. I probably won't record next week, by the way. I don't think there's really much for me to talk about. So I'll just kind of leave it at that. And, yeah. That's, I think, it for this weekly Blaze. So anyways, thanks for watching, and bye-bye.